Hello. I turned it on and then it popped on. I was looking for this right here. Welcome, welcome. I was looking for this. That is a funny way to start a video, but I'm gonna go with it. What you need today for yoga. Welcome. I would recommend two yoga blocks if you have that. If you could have like two mats possibly. You might see back here. I have a couple of mats, a blanket for your knees. And why? We're going to work towards, you don't have to do it. I'm going to give you lots of ways to, as I call it, get off the bus, right? So you get off the bus, stop A, B, C, or maybe even just, you know, not get on the bus. But from here, from your hip to your knee, and I'm serious about not getting on the bus, you can skip it. We're going to work our quads. And then from back here in the fanny, we're going to work our hamstrings. Okay. And we're going to do this. We're going to work towards a lovely pose called Hanumanasana. And I love it. I love that pose. And it's a nice story. So I was going to share that with you. What's been going on? Oh, a lot. A lot has been going away. So the new can come, and we're even in March where I live right now. And it's yeah, there's intense stuff going on. And one of the things that I keep seeing this quote like in different forms from different people, but basically the message, right? And if you see like repetitions of things, it's your spirit team saying, hey, this is a message for you and the collective, so share it. And that's that source or God, right? God and the goddess won't give you more than you can handle, right? And what that also means is it means have faith, have faith in this monkey god named Hanuman definitely exuded and shared that as an example, that idea of having faith and devotion and love in almost like to this attempt at not his love, devotion, and his faith and his belief gave him superhero powers, right? So, and he may have been a little bit of a superhero too. But his name's Hanuman, and I wanted to give you a few examples of what some of the things that he did is that he loved Lord Krishna so much that when Lord Krishna was injured, he went and got the herbs on a mountain and brought them to him to save him. He was so loved Krishna that when the demon god came and took, and this is a story from the Mahabharata, came and stole Sati, Krishna's love, and was keeping her in a tower, at the top of a tower. He leapt across the ocean to bring Sati a promise ring saying, not only is Lord Krishna still alive, his love for you is everlasting, as my love for him is everlasting. And there's more and more stories, like even his own heartbeat, it says Ram, Ram, which is that beat of Krishna. So I just wanted to share those. So like that, like he's such a good example of what we need to kind of work on in embodiment in our life right now as things are the old is falling apart and things are getting kind of tough, kind of hard, but to still have faith, to still believe, to still, you're a light worker. If you're watching this video, if you are following on Patreon, on my Patreon. If you don't even do yoga, but you just sometimes listen, I have a few friends that just listen to the classes. They do the dishes and they don't always do the yoga, which is fine. But it is good to get it in our body too. But yeah, okay. So that's what we're working on today. We're working on some feeling that sense of strength of and also and there's a little humility in faith. And what does that mean when I say that? What does that mean? Is that like we have to kind of trust, right? We have to actually look into the cave of our own heart for that faith. And that's where that co-creatorship resides, right? It's not God is out there, but God is also very much within you. There's nothing, there's more, I can't say this now. There's nothing that you need to go get. Your answers are within. So let's get started. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see me a little better. Actually, I'm going to scoot my mat back a little, just a tad more. I think that's what it needs for this angle. Trying a new camera angle to see if yeah, that's pretty good, right? All right. All right. So we'll take a seat. We're gonna find your Sukhasana, if you will. Your whatever's comfortable for you. You might see me sitting on my blanket, and it just gives the pelvis a little extra to kind of tip forward. You can either gaze at one point or close your eyes. Just take a moment to take a deep breath in. Just arrive here in your body, on your mat, and in your life. This beautiful place of co-creatorship. Right? And your faith is within you. And eyes can be open or closed. And as you soften in and you soften into your sit bones, just take a moment to draw the fingertips, the toes, the nose, the head, all into the self. So this soft hug to self. Think like skin to muscle, muscle to bone. This loving faith that you have that it's going to be all right, because it will. And if that helps, eyes can be open or closed. You can roll your inner right thigh in, back and apart to broaden your seat, your foundation that you're currently sitting on. Good. And then from your waistline down, just ever narrowing down towards the earth as you feel that tripod of the right sit bone, the left sit bone, the tailbone lengthening towards the earth, and that beautiful piece of stability and strength from this powerhouse of your belly area in the back of the body, the right, the left, and then extend out from the bowl of the pelvis down to the earth and up and out. Even the shoulders broaden, right and left, top of the head higher to the sky. And just once again, you can gently close those eyes if you haven't already. Press the hands together before the heart. And your heart's intention part of intention might be very much that. It might even will be, I'm going to embody Hanuman. Yeah, he's going to be my guide. He's going to help me. It's going to help me to figure out how to have more faith, how to be, to have these like superhuman powers to love and devotion. So much so, I'm going to believe in myself more and believe that we're all going to be all right, because we will. Anything you'd like to offer up is totally appropriate. And it could be, hey, I'm a little scared. And that's also faith. Right? It's also faith to acknowledge the fear and be like, but I'm going to choose love. I'm going to devote. I'm a devotee. I'm going to believe. I'm going to believe in the greater good for all, because that's where I come from. That's where I come from. That's what I know. And I know that I return to that, whatever it is to you. So an option to either listen to the chant, the om, the sounds that come out of my mouth, or join in if you know them. Take a deep breath in. Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Motaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralamaya Tejase Om. Your eyes are closed, you can start to kind of blink them open a little bit. If you have a favorite leg that likes to be in front or on top, or just take a moment to switch that out. It's going to help to allow your pelvis to become a little bit more even, if you will. Yeah. All right. So just sitting up nice and tall once again. We're just going to start to find some movement as you bring your chin towards your chest, all the way over to the right shoulder. all the way over to the left. Just taking some time to incorporate your Ujjayi breath, the inhale in through the nostrils, past the throat, into the lungs, of course, and then out of the lungs, past the throat and out of the nostrils. And I invite you to find the length that's appropriate for you if you're working on a 4-count breath and a 4-count inhale and exhale, or if it's 6 or 8 count. Nice. And then come back to a neutral spine so the chin is parallel to the earth. Nice. Fantastic. I'm going to inhale and reach the arms up. I'm going to mesh the hands together, turn the palms out towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Elbows will be slightly bent. Inhale here, and then on your exhale, around through the spine, just like a kitty cat tilts. And if this is not comfortable for you, you can do this on your hands and knees. We won't be here long. Inhale, lift up. Exhale as you round through. And you might go slower or faster than my inhales and exhales that I'm cueing. Can always linger. Always recommend trying not to go too much faster than the class. We want this time to slow down, to deepen. Good. We'll do one more round together. Then next time, whenever that is that you lift up and reach up, good, we're going to fold forward. Good. Fold forward just for a moment here, just to feel the hips and listen. Listen to what they're saying. And then we're going to walk the hands back. Nice job. Hands come behind you. We'll call this like sunbather pose, if you will. Knees are back. And just take a moment to windshield wiper the legs a few times. To wake up the hips and the pelvis. And say, hey. Thank you, guys. Even here, you can see how my toes are kind of spread. Perhaps maybe you can't see them that much. But still activity in the feet, right? So we're still hugging in the feet, the legs, all into the pelvis. And from the pelvis, we extend out. Good. So whatever side you want, you're gonna, next time you're on a side, we're gonna find your way to tabletop on your hands and your knees. And if it feels more comfortable, you can use the blanket underneath your knees, or maybe you have a double mat. I'm just gonna straighten this up a little bit because it's crooked and that does make a difference, right? Because you want to line up your wrist creases with the front of your mat. And if it's not straight, it's hard to do that, right? And then how wide are the knees? About hip width distance. You have the index finger mound, the thumb mound, the pinky finger mound, the outer heel of your hand. And lift up through the crown of the head, the tailbone. On your exhale, round through the spine. Like the shape you did before, you can feel free to tuck the toes under. And we're going to come a little bit into the core. I know. Okay, so you can stay here. Now, if you like, as you inhale and lift up, we're just going to pop your knees up, right? And just check out your knees. Yeah, the core turns on. Lower the knees down. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Just an option, just a suggestion, creating a little bit more heat as you lift the knees up. Check out your knees as if there's like a yoga block between them. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. Yeah, so feeling some power, some heat, some energy pretty early in class right now. It's part of the warm-up. Good. Yeah, and one more. I am feeling warmer. God, thanks. Beautiful. And then lower your knees down to your mat. And bring your knees a little wide, big toes touch. Slide your hips back. Reach the arms forward. I'm just going to take my shirt off. Not the full shirt, just the top shirt. Got warm there. All right. Full breath in. Full breath out. Nice. You're going to inhale, come back up to tabletop. Good. And then if you can, we're going to walk those knees back a few inches away from the heel of the hand. So you might look like you're in a knee down plank, right? Good. And then keep that for a moment. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. So keep that for a moment, and then inhale, get really long from your waistline to your shoulders. Right? Get really long and tall. Really fill up with breath. Good. Take a moment here and hug the head of the arm, go more circularly into the socket of the arm. Yeah. And then feel everything kind of hugging in. Yeah. So even the arms, the legs are hugging in towards one another. Good. Keep that. And this is a great place where you can feel those inner thighs, right? With the booty kind of lifted up a little bit. You know, bring your booty back a little. Inner thighs go in, back, and apart, and then lengthen your waistline down towards the heels of your feet. Keep all of those things. We're going to lift your knees up, and then from that beautiful space in your own heart, extend out through the arms and the legs, and even the head and the neck get longer. And just allowing yourself to breathe here if it's movement that your body desires. Adho Mukha Svanasana, big inverted V. The fingers are spread just wide enough. Even the thumb kind of hugs in, even though the hands are spread, the thumb kind of comes toward your index finger mound, right? We don't want to become too expressive or too big with our movements. We always want to hug into the self, into that place of our own strength, or that strong foundation. So we have a wonderful place to press back and launch ourselves forward in our life. I'm going to tiptoe those feet forward. It might mean, right, that you have to do that more. You have to create more boundary right now. And just say no more. So you can say yes to yourself, yes to your family. And just hold for a moment. You might have your hands on blocks here. Good. I'm going to inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to fold. Nice. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, halfway up. So strong in the 4 corners of the feet. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Press through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Press down, reach up nice and tall. Put hands to the heart center. Fantastic. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Big stretch, root down through the feet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back. I'm going to lower the right knee down. Hasten. We're just warming up. You can use, I'm going to use my blocks here to kind of demo for you. And if you don't need them, if you can come up to tented fingers, you don't have to. This is our moving sun salute, if you will. I'm going to move the knee slightly forward and then exhale, shift back. Now this could be a no for you, right? This whole movement could be something that you don't do. Now, if your back knee doesn't like to be grounded, you can also just kind of move a little bit like this with the back knee lifted, right? So if your knee doesn't like weight bearing movement, you can always be on the ball of the back foot. Find that gentle movement I just showed you, so no worries. Good, nice. Blocks come up to the front of your mat once again. Hands plant down. Tuck your right toes under. Step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale the high plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, Bhujangasana, your variation. And then meet in your downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. So in that variation, I had my pelvis down. You can always keep your pelvis lifted. Good. Enjoy one more full breath in. You're going to look forward at your left thumb. You can have your hands on blocks if it helps. Left foot steps forward. I know this will sound kind of a little different. Maybe right foot steps forward as well. Good. That's on the end of the exhale. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale to fold. Press to your feet. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just take a moment here in your strong Tadasana to just notice what you notice. Come back to the breath. Good. Exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Left foot goes way back. Lower the left knee down. Hands can be on blocks, or you can be on your fingertips. Moving at your pace. Yeah, with your breath. Still just warming up. So this is a moving creative sun salute. And it might be a little different. It might be something you've done before. Just having the faith and the trust that even if it feels a little awkward or different, that it will all make sense, right? It'll all come together in the end. Good. Just a few more on this side, giving just as much love to the second side as you did that first side. You know, sometimes in life, you get like into that I have to do, right? The doership mode. And if I'm just existing and enjoying life, then I'm not being productive. And it's quite the opposite that we need to do more of. It's really hard for us to think of that though, as depending on where you live in the world. Okay. All right, so the next thing, you bend into your front knee. Nice job, everyone. Good. We're going to tuck your left toes under, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. You can stay here on your next inhale, high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Shangasana. Cobra, your version of your opening there. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Now look forward. Look at your right thumb. Right foot steps forward. You're like in this high lunge. Left foot steps forward and fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. We're going to move a little faster. Exhale, fold forward. Fold all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Right foot steps way back. Look at your right knee down. You move forward and back about 3-ish times at your pace with your breath. And so it could, for some people, it might be like 5. And then after that third time or so, the hands plant down or to the blocks. Downward dog. You have a full breath cycle in. A full breath cycle out. Inhale to high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha or Bhujangasana. Cobra, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Just a few more breath cycles there. Honoring all this beautiful strength. I mean, all this strength, like the more, like your body's like a mountain in this pose, right? The more expansive and expressive we become to front and back of that, the more we need to have faith and trust and hug in, you know, that little strength of hugging into the heart. Knowing that you can believe in yourself. And gaze forward at your left thumb, left foot steps forward. This is the inhale, it's just like looking forward towards the horizon. Step the right foot forward and fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold, press to the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Root down, reach high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. You got it. You're going to step your left foot way back. Lower the left knee down. And you're going to do about 3-ish times as you move through this Hanumanasana movement. And still hugging skin to muscle, muscle to bone, still hugging the legs into the pelvis. And then from the pelvis, you extend back out, downward facing dog. It's a full breath in, a full breath out. Inhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, experiencing your back bend, your cobra version of choice. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right, gaze at your right thumb. Right foot steps forward. Left foot meets right, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, press through your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a nice deep breath in. Big breath out. Bring the hands down by the side. Nice job. All right. Snip my shirt. Fixing my shirt. Fixing my shirt asana, right? All right. Standing in your strong Tadasana or mountain pose, I'm going to face you to do this. Bring the hands to the heart once more. Good. What's for a moment? Just breathe and believe in yourself. Believe that you have some of the beautiful answers right here. Have faith. And just as you start to breathe in and you get more expansive in your whole solar plexus, which wraps around you. It's the back plane of the body as well, right? It's all the way around. The legs get stronger. The muscles of the legs and the arms get stronger. And you're going to draw out your inner thighs and back and apart, the ever narrowing of the waistline down. From your pelvis, you press down into the earth and strong, like a springboard from the earth back up to the pelvis and then down and out and up and out as you stand up even taller in your foundation, in your place of strength, of power. Good. So to carry this beautiful strength that you just created into Vrikshasana, tree pose, as you bring the sole of your right foot up. You have your four corners in your left foot, correct? The big toe mound to the inner heel. The pinky toe mound to the outer heel, that main arch of the foot lifts and rises. So that's your foundation of strength, of power, like energy stockings of the legs. All the way up into the pelvis. So you can either press into the side of the leg, you can be below the knee, or for kickstand, hands to heart center, or even reach the arms up, just like limbs of a tree. So some of the cues in your balancing, when you're balancing on one foot, is to keep the gaze of the eyes at one point, to be really focused. Right? When things get a little crazy out there in the world, and some people don't like that word, but I'm not trying to judge. I'm just saying things are shifting and changing. And most of us don't like change, even if it's good, right? Even if it's a good thing, it still might be difficult. So keeping your eyes on the prize, as they say, keeping your eyes at one point, and keeping your legs firm and toned, as if there's like a stack of books on your standing toe mound. Hands to heart center, release. Good. And then the other side, we're going to take that same amount of time and appreciation to find the four corners in your right big toe mound, the inner heel, and just notice if you're hurrying. If you're already there, come out. Come out of the pose. I invite you to come out and build it with us. And then from the pinky toe mound to the outer heel, and for my flat-footed friends, it helps us to find the arch, the strength that lasts and lasts, right? Gives us our superhuman strength, right? Like Hanuman has. When we firm and tone the standing legs, skin to muscle to bone. And the opposite foot comes up, be the inner thigh above or below the knee. That same sense of like, even here, the foot is into the thigh is into the foot in a relationship. A beautiful relationship of hugging in and extending out, even in from the pelvis. We shine out and firm down into the earth. We reach up a little taller, we get bigger and brighter. Hands to heart center, release the foot down and shake it out. Nice job. I know. That's so good. All right. So from here, we're gonna fold it forward. Step both feet into your downward dog. Full breath in. Beautiful breath out. Stay here. Inhale. High plank. If you'd like to move through your chaturanga dandasana, you can always skip the flow. Move your dandasana. Downward facing. Adho Mukha. Nice. And gaze forward at your right thumb. Right foot steps forward. Slide all of your left toes to face towards the long edge of your mat. And if you feel like you're heel to heel alignment, even take a moment and slide your left foot back. Your right heel is in alignment pretty much with the middle part of your right foot. And bring your blocks closer. If you lost them, your Drasana 2, Warrior 2. You stay there. I'm just going to turn to face towards you. I know. I'll do the mine. And I'll do the opposite for you. There you go. So it looks more. So you're still on your right side. I moved, but you stayed right where you need to be. Awesome. Reach the arms out from the shoulders. Peaceful warrior. And reach up, reach back as you flip the front palm. Exploring that inhale, the side body long, the inner body bright with breath. As soon as we do that, as soon as we breathe, it's like, yes, faith. I can have faith. And front form to the thigh. As you move into Atita Parsva Konasana. Now we're just going to keep your top hand to your hip just for a moment. And you gaze at the cave of your own heart, that place where you have your faith in there. It's there, ready to be shared with the world, right? As an example. It's like Hanuman. As you do that, as you look at the cave of your own heart, it does that thing where we open a little bit more to that place of co-creatorship. We open that back plane of the body. We draw our inner thighs in, back, and apart. But we're going to keep that and then start to lengthen down from your waistline. And as you do that, bring your top lung more fully on top of the bottom lung. Maybe even gaze up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. You're going to release your hand that's on your hip towards me. Perhaps, depends on where your camera is. And then where your computer is or phone. And a tiny spiral the pinky finger down, hug the head of the arm bone back, keep that, and then bring the bicep by the ear. And this bottom hand can either come down to a block, to the floor. And just a few more breaths here. Good, we're going to spiral. I know it's different. We're going to spiral and face towards the mat. And then lower, lower your knee down for a moment. You might even find both of your blocks again. I'm going to tuck these back toes under. Because you had your hips open to the side, I'm going to close off the hips again. Good, and just like you're turning on the gas with these back toes tucked under, we're going to start to lift that back leg up. Good. And then bring your hands to your hips as you come more upright. Good, shoulders right above the hips. Nice. Good. And so much energy in this back leg, right? So much energy. Inhale, sweep the arms up. That same thing, that idea of like little tiny, I'm going to face you, little tiny spiral, the pinky fingers, and hug the head of the arm bones back. Keep that connection, right, of the arm into the heart center, and then from there, reach up. Yeah, and it's the same thing here. It's like the front leg and the back leg all going up into the pelvis, and the pelvis you extend out. Good. Nice, hands come down. You just have one more pose on the side. I know I'm stacking a lot of poses on one side. Pyramid pose. And bring that back foot flat. 45 degrees so. And if you feel like you're on a tightrope, Bring your right foot, I'm sorry, your left foot, your back foot more out to the side. You're on your opposite side. You have to remember that. And then fold. Hands can be on blocks. Hands might be on the floor. These are big parts of Anusara. Okay. Series, our big warrior series here. All right. Hands come down, knees drop, feet go back. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. Stay here if you like to clean your yogic palate. Chaturanga Nidasana, Moon Shangasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Big breath in, big breath out. Gaze forward at your left thumb. That giant leap of faith. Left foot steps forward. Virabhadrasana 2. Yes, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna switch sides. You stay where you are, but I want to mirror you. So I know. Just the arms out from the shoulders and really, yeah, really sink in. That was a long hold. Your extended side angle. You did awesome. Soft gaze at those front left fingers and reach out, reach back. Peaceful warrior. So I know some of you might be all the way back there, and it's okay. That's also that could be your full expression. Everything hugging into the pelvis, and those energy stockings of the legs. That sense of getting short into the pelvis, they call it. And then from there you get longer, the legs get longer. All the space. Front form to your thigh. I'm just gonna grab my block. Might already be there. Front form to the thigh. Top hand to your hip just for a moment, and we'll set it up just like you did that other side, right? And gaze at the cave of your own heart for a moment. And what that does is it brings us out of the pose just a little, so that bring your seat back, your sit bones back to the wall behind you. Keep that beautiful broadening in your seat, the sit bones broaden. And then from your waistline down, lengthen. And that's your Uddiyana Bandha right there. That's your core length, your core strength, sorry. So that's your core, your powerhouse. So we want that, If you want to hold a pose for a long time, if you want to like really work it at its highest level, bring that top arm towards the sides, so straight out from your heart for a moment. And just a little tiny spiral, the pinky finger in, bring the head of the arm bone back, keep that. And then you stretch out from your heart, right? You still stay connected. You still stay connected to that place of your power, of your faith. It's always within you. We just have to remember, right? Yoga is so great because it helps us to slow down so we can remember how strong we are. Right? Once we set our alignment, we set our attitude and our alignment, and we're able to execute it to its completion, right? Just a few more breaths here. No. All right, and we'll do the same thing. We're gonna gaze down at your front foot. Hands come down. Bring the back knee down just for a moment. Give yourself, it's like a little mini break, if you will. Yeah, tuck the back toes. Got it, those back toes tuck under. So your left foot's hopefully forward and your right foot's back. So you just want to make sure you do both sides. I'm doing the opposite, so for the camera. You're going to tuck your back toes under. Then lift your back knee up, hands to your hips. Just for a moment. Yeah, and there's a lot of the front leg squeezing towards the back. The legs, the shins are in, right? So you feel that like that sense of your legs are even hugging towards one another, both from front to back to right to left of your mat. Because feel all this energy riding up the length of the legs into the pelvis and the pelvis back down and out. and then up and out as you reach the arms up. And if you kind of lost that connection, right? And I'm going to face you for a moment. So if you feel like if you ever feel like you're reaching so much that your shoulders become your earrings, take a moment and reach the arms forward. Right? So you reach them forward in space, hug the head of the arm bones back, and then lift up and reach up. And there's all this beautiful space between your earlobe, once you do that, between your earlobe and your heart, right? Even here, it's all connected. The back bends initiating the shoulder blades together down the back. And then the hands come down. You know, you might need your blocks for this. This back foot might step in a smidge to a lot, a smidge to a lot for your version of your pyramid pose. Good. Big breath in. Got it. Big breath out. And this is like closed hips here, closing off the hips. And even here, all those things that you were just working on are still going on. You're still lovingly drawing energy from the earth through the feet, through the legs, to the pelvis, and from the pelvis back down and out through the legs, the leg bones. The muscles get longer. And then all the way up into the pelvis and back down and out and up and out as you fold to your point of where you feel a safe, loving hug of a stretch for you. All right, hands come down. Nice job. Adho Mukha Svanasana, or inhale Chaturanga Dandasana. We skip those. And a big breath in, and big breath out. All right, lower your knees down. Gather your blocks. Take a drink. Cheers. Okay, so this might be the point in class where you do have, like, your blanket might already be rolled. You might not need it. All right, so I'll teach you to do this, because it'll make way more sense. All right, we'll go with the right side first. You're gonna step your right foot through. I don't know, I might have to, I'll show you both from the front and the side, because my foot's not in the, yeah, all right. Right foot through. This could be your Hanuman today. Your hamstrings might be, hey, this is my bus stop, right? Listen to your body. That's part of faith too. Faith is listening. It's not ignoring the signs. It's listening to the signs. All right, so you have your leg forward. You might bring your trusty little blanket underneath your hamstrings. And you might start to slide your front leg more forward. And then your nice blanket will find and hug your hamstrings. I'm going to try in here. All right. And you might be nowhere near there, or you might be a little higher up and be somewhere in there. You can use yoga blocks underneath your legs as well. But just be where you need to be. I'm just going to bring that off. So that's A, B, C of the bus stop, right? Up high. Blanket or yoga block underneath your hammies. Right, so you'd be right here. Have that support. You could be in space as well, using the blocks. You might be all the way in it. So I lied. There's a D stop. And so there's so many variations of a yoga pose. The fullness of the pose is your fullness. It's not mine. It's not anyone else's. And when we get more expressive, more expansive, you can see this foot up here, right? It's still awake. I'm still activating the four corners like I did in my tree pose. I'm still hugging the leg, both the front and the back. And so oftentimes in Hanuman, I tuck my back toes under because I am a little bendy. I am a little bit naturally flexible, a little watery. So I'll tuck the back toes under. That helps me to have integrity in that back leg. Right? Just a few more breaths here. You can fold, you can lift upright. And one more full breath in. Big breath out. So if you are lifting up, and we'll slowly start to shift that leg back. You can use your blocks to do that. Nice job. Tabletop, opposite leg comes forward. Right. And just know you have your A spot. You might really feel it here. You could even come a little forward with this leg. With your breath, you go into it a little more. Use your block if you need it. Use your blanket. Use your tools. It could be a block like this. People super love the block more than the blanket. Find what works for you. That's what we're working on here. That's also faith. It's deep listening and using your discernment. And loving yourself where you are, right? One side's way different from you than the other. I just have to come into this loving myself where I am. And just a few more, like a few more breaths where you are. As you continue to ride on the vibrations of the inhales and exhales, opening up to what is and where you are in the pose, knowing that it might be difficult, knowing it might be easy for some of us, and just meeting yourself there, having faith that yes, you can as you build it, as you continue to hug the legs, firm and tone the legs into the pelvis. The inner thighs still draw in, back and apart, and from the waistline down is ever narrowing and lengthening. And from the pelvis, you then extend out, you shine out, and you get bigger, right? So big. You can slowly come out that side. Down dog, Adho Mukha. So stretch it out. Nice job. I'm gonna lower your knees down for a moment. Bring your knees wide, Balasana, child's pose. Good. And then inhale, come up to seated. Nice. Gonna come up to seated. You can just have your tools off to the side. And once you're in your seated position, you'll find your sunbather's pose again. I'll take a moment to windshield wiper the legs right and left. You know, I like move them. Let me move them again. Let's take a moment here as you kind of wiggle this out to find gratitude for trying something that might be a little bit more challenging or a little bit more hard for yourself today. And also some gratitude for listening to your hamstrings at the back of the leg and your quad and the front of the leg, and knowing that they were heard. And then from here, we're gonna go to your right side. And I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna do a little twist here. So this is called like deer stretch. You can bring your blocks with you, bring your blanket with you, and then we're gonna fold. You might bring your hands up um, onto your blocks. I'm gonna face you this way so you can kind of see a variation I'm talking about. But there's a twist, right? And then you can fold. If If you need to bring the earth towards you, you can use your blocks underneath your forearms, or you may actually just kind of fold onto your forearms. Just a few breaths here. Good. And we'll go right to that other side. And you can use your blocks for your forearms. You might fold right into it. And come all the way back up. Nice job. And bring the soles of the feet together. Cobbler pose. Anusara. Good. And it's like these little prayer feet. They line up with your heart. That sweet devotion. Seeing that Hanuman had too, as well, right? Yeah, that leap of faith across the ocean that you just explored in your body, right? Woo! Same thing here. This devotion of self. We also have to go in to find that as well. That beautiful devotion. You might open your feet up. You may fold. If your knees come up really high, right? This is your fold. Would be to stay upright. You hug in just enough to extend back out. Nothing wrong with like pilgrimages or going on retreat. They're all beautiful and amazing, and do it, right? Experience life. But also know that faith isn't something that you have to go outside of yourself to attain. Faith is a feeling that you have from the inner body to the outer body. It expands out. And when you have faith, it allows others that feel a little lost. It helps to put them back on their path. And then nice job. I'm going to slowly come up. So one more for the hammies. These beautiful hamstrings. Paschimottanasana. Extend the legs out from the pelvis. Good. Shine. I'm going to back up a little. Shine your toes up. Yeah. Shine your toes up. Activity in the feet, like your four corners are standing on the earth. Some of you might even like this nice way of putting a block right there. Ooh, yeah. First we inhale. We arrive. We remind ourselves of our truth, of our strength, of our faith that's always within us. We just have to remember. And our inner thighs still roll in, back, and apart, even though the legs are kind of like more together. The sit bones are still broad, and then from our waistline down, it's ever narrowing, power in the belly. Good, keep that. And a strong foundation in the pelvis. Start to fold forward. You can reach for your feet, your legs, whatever you can reach here, maybe even your block, as you fold onto the self. Mirroring that universal and that small self, or maybe that, if you want to call it that. Sometimes that sounds like a judgment, right? The universal body with the eye. Slowly come on up, enjoying that. And then you're gonna lower on to your back. Once you're on your back, and I'll do this with you, so if you need a visual. Once you lower onto your back, pull your right knee in towards you. Bring your right arm out to the side. supine twist with your right knee over to the left, gaze over the right shoulder. Nice. When you come back, start to bring your right leg long. Got it. Left leg comes in. I'm gonna hug the knee in, left arm comes out to the side for your supine twist. So you'll slowly unwind. Bring the feet out to the corners of your mat. If there's anything you need or you want, if it's socks on your feet or a blanket over your body, you're going to find your shavasana, your relaxation pose. Just chill out. To chill out. Close the eyes as well, so our eyes can stay open. Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Motaye Ishram Panchaya Shantaya Nirvalambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Motaye Ishram Panchaya Shantaya Nirvalambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Guruve Satchitananda Motaye Nishpam Panchaya Shantaya Niralalaya Tejase Om Shanti Om Shanti 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 Om to stay longer in your Shavasana if you need it. If you can set a timer, that might be nice. If not, wiggle your fingers and your toes. You're even invited to gently roll your head right and left and right. And then slowly make your way up to a comfortable seat. And bring the hands before the heart, bowing to the same divine light that shines in all of us. It's a greeting, but we say it. We say namaste. Thank you so much. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day or evening or whatever it is that you got going on. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.